for 3/4 of a mile.
Hello everyone. Miracle Sims here. How you guys doing? I know it's been a little while, but I figured I would go live to give you guys some updates.
In a 1/4 mile, keep right to continue toward Camp Creek Parkway.
And honestly, I guess to also just share my testimony because a lot has been going on, and I don't know. So I just feel like it's important to share with those of you that care.
Keep right.
And everything. So yeah, make sure I know where I'm going. But yeah, so without further ado, I'll go ahead and get into it. So as you guys know, Sister got Miracle Plays, and you guys know that we moved into a space of our own recently, right? Well, long story short, and I'm gonna probably try to share as much story as I can, but at the same time probably not every little single detail, just because I guess every single detail is not as important as
mile,
the
turn right onto Conley Street.
So anywho, yeah, so basically, you guys know that we moved into we had a couple of studios in the
turn right onto Conley Street
artist community that we were in and everything like that. And so I guess with you, if anybody's putting two and two together, seeing as I've been saying a lot of past tense words,
turn right onto John Wesley Avenue.
Long story short, we are no longer in that artist community. So the story goes like this, everyone. Hello everyone who's watching. So this is the story, guys. So first it started with a crazy weekend. We did a show, and
turn right onto John Wesley Avenue.
At first it started off like all of our shows, which was pretty cool and everything, but then next thing I know, we started to get not only just get
300 feet, turn right onto Columbia Avenue.
That came to our show, but we also
in
kind
800
of dealing
feet,
with.
Turn left onto
I'm
College
sorry,
Street.
guys, about the GPS, but I'm almost to my destination. So, but anyway, we had some unique personalities
left onto
come
College
to our show that evening. So it was like a Saturday evening. If I'm being specific, it was the Saturday before Mother's Day, and or the Mother's Day weekend, the Saturday before that weekend. So anyway,
in 600 feet,
your
destination will be on the left.
Come to our show. So we were kind of dealing with that. I feel like I should tell y'all. Okay, fine. I'll go ahead and tell you. So basically, we had someone that came in and complained from the moment they stepped foot through
your
the door.
destination is on the left.
So that was a very interesting situation. We had people, I guess they came in with attitudes, and then like they ended up like leaving in the middle of our show. We had never dealt with that before, ever, and we've been doing these shows since 2014, I would say. And we've always had like positive people and like people that came to have fun and all that stuff. So dealing with those type of personalities that night, it got to the point where I had to just take some time backstage. I had to pray, and I had to just be like, Lord, it's in your hands. And so I wasn't surprised when they left, and they left soon after. And I was fine with that. Like my spirit was fine with it, because basically it came down to, we did everything that we could to accommodate them. You see what I'm saying? And so when we do everything, when you do everything that you can, then there's nothing else you can do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was one thing. So, and then if that wasn't crazy enough, after that evening, that crazy show that we had, yeah, I'll keep going. So anyway, after that crazy show that we had, I got a message from the owner of the space that we were in, saying that we had broke a rule without getting all into details and stuff, said that we broke some type of rule, and that he was threatening eviction that night. So of course I'm sitting here like, what is going on? Like, I mean, not only did we just deal with this crazy show and these crazy personalities and spirits and all this that was in our show, and then now I get this, and it was like, it just was so random. The rule that was said we broke, I wasn't aware of the rule being broken. I'm not even sure if the rule was actually broken. I'm just being told that this is, I'm being told that basically a member of my team broke a rule without getting out into the details. And so I was already stressed about the, situation with the show, and we ended the show well. Like, the people that stayed in the show, they enjoyed it. We even had someone leave a wonderful review afterwards. So, I mean, obviously we did something right that night. But at the same time, it just was a lot. It was a lot hitting us at one time, basically. And so, a little bit after that, so of course that weekend happened. I'm already stressed about the show, and then the impending threat of eviction and all this stuff. So I go into that next week not knowing if we were going to have a space and all this. And so I have a meeting with the landlord, and he decides that he's going to allow us to stay. So I'm like, okay, cool, thank God, thank you, great. Here I am paying rent a month in advance because I was excited to be able to do that. And so when they said we were going to stay, I went ahead and paid the rent, blah, 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 for the month of June. So a few days after that, guys, it's so many things, but long story short, again, I was given an acting lesson, and during the acting lesson, apparently I broke another rule, and apparently that was the last straw, and he basically evicted, or said I was evicted on site. Like my client was there and everything. I mean, he pulled me to the side and told me he was evicted, but still, that was, I mean, because of the stress of the other situation, and then the whole, are we going to stay here? Are we not going to stay here? Okay, we're staying here. And then a couple of days later, we're still evicted. That just was like, and then honestly, it just was like a situation where I was given an acting lesson, and I guess the lesson itself was a disturbance, I'm being told, which is a rule. So I get it. And I take ownership of my fault in it, because I guess I obviously should have just chosen either a different exercise to do, or I should have chosen to take my client outside. But I wasn't thinking about that stuff in that moment because I was on stage in our space. So I wasn't thinking of that anything that I was doing was being a disturbance or whatever. But anyway, but yeah, apparently we were. And so whatever. So we're moving on. And, so yeah, so basically, again, we were evicted and everything like that. And that's not, if that wasn't enough stress enough, that was Mother's Day weekend. We was already sold out for Mother's Day weekend at that time. So it just was like, what? And because the guy told me I can't do the show in our space. We have to be out in a week and blah, blah, blah. So, now, I'm just going to call out a member of my team. I won't call out a name. I'll just say a member of my team was thinking that we should just cancel the Mother's Day show. But that wasn't my first thought. My first thought was to try to find another place to perform, which I did. So if you guys have followed us on the business page, you noticed that a couple of shows we've done or the past few shows that we've done, with the exception of the one that we just did in Jasper, Georgia, has been done at a space called Rehearse Live. So I want to give them a shout out right now. That guy, the owner of that space, is very accommodating. He was very understanding. He was very, just a nice, chill guy. So shout